Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's time for another weekend reset. Every weekend I do have the routine of resetting the house for the upcoming week, and it's pretty seasonal what the goals will be, but I try to do some cleaning, I try to catch up on laundry, I'll do a little bit of self-care, and just kind of general home maintenance. As always, I typically make a list of what I want to accomplish for the week, what I would like to get done, and then I try to prep for that on the weekends, right before the week just gets busy. So let's get things done, reset for the week ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. On Saturdays, we usually do sleep in a little bit longer than usual, which is really nice. After I wake up, the first thing I usually like to do on Saturday is do some sort of cleaning and organizing. This weekend, every weekend looks a little bit different depending on what's happening in the house. I think we all know the flow of our own home and what needs to get done. So today I really wanted to focus on just areas of the house, almost like edges. I'll call this sometimes edging or deep cleaning. I like to do this a lot in the spring as well. Today, I'm focusing on this corner. I'm going to reorganize the desk. I'm sweeping, mopping, cleaning the baseboards, moving the heater since we're moving into warmer weather. I'm just going to kind of move some of the appliances around, reorganize, and make sure it's ready to go for the upcoming week. So I often will deep clean the windows. I will wash the curtains. Again, I will really clean the baseboards. That is something that is a really big pet peeve of mine when the baseboards aren't clean. And then I'll just do a deep dusting, sweeping. I'll touch everything. And then since we're getting through tax season, I'm going to reorganize all of our equipment, our camera equipment. I'm also going to make sure all of our paperwork is appropriately filed and just the desk in general is really organized and clean. I'll make sure the cords are in individual bags and they're organized. So if anybody's looking for a specific cord, for a specific device, they can find it. So yeah, just like a reorganization. And again, I will generally focus on one area at a time, just so that I can be efficient with organizing that area. And just like with anything in my routines, I focus on small habits and building on those. So if it's a cleaning day, I'll maybe deep organize one area and superficially clean the rest, or I'll focus on a few areas and then I'll take a break and come back to the rest later. It's pretty rare that I will do an entire day of cleaning, but sometimes I do. Most of the time I don't. So today I'm focusing on the desk, resetting that for the week ahead, and reorganizing the equipment and cords. I'm moving on to the next area, and today I'm focusing mostly on the edges. I'll do a little bit of superficial cleaning, but I do superficial cleaning on most days. So today I'm focusing on areas that don't get touched as often during superficial cleaning. So I'll deep clean with some soap and water the coffee table, but I'm also going to focus on the dresser underneath the TV, the glass. I'm going to clean that with some glass cleaner. I'm going to touch everything so there's no dust. I'll sweep underneath. I'll dust the books inside. I'll also, anything that's on the edges of the dresser, between the dresser and the apothecary cabinet, I'm going to deep clean my apothecary cabinet, move all of the books, dust everything, pull everything out, and touch all of that so that it's all dusted. Take a little bit of inventory of the herbs that I have in my apothecary cabinet, because as we start the garden this year, I want to keep in mind what I want to grow, what I want to dry later on in the year, and have in my apothecary cabinet. I also am going to dust the top of the cabinet and the top of the refrigerator, which again doesn't get touched as often as I do on days like this when I'm focusing on the edges. And I'm going to continue doing this in the kitchen. I'm going to continue doing this all the way around the edges of the living room, dining room, kitchen, and that's going to be my focus for today. And then I'm going to move on to laundry, because I pretty much have to do laundry every single weekend. But this is a deep cleaning that I really want to get to, and I try to do this seasonally or as needed. I pretty much clean the beverage station every single day. That's where I put like the kombucha that I'm making and the water and the coffee maker and all of that. That needs to be cleaned because we use it a lot. But yeah, then I'm just going to sit down, me and Byron are going to sit down and enjoy some coffee. And then I'll usually, I think him and the kids went outside and I decided to take a shower and just kind of do a little bit of a self-care moment while they were outside running around doing their thing. And also I took a shower and then I got the laundry started while I was in the shower. So I like to multitask. I put something in the dryer and then when I got out, I started to fold it and I have my hair up, drying, and then I have my mask on. Just like I shared in my last video, I like to do habit stacking. So I took a shower while I had some laundry going, and then when I get out, I start it while I use the LED mask, and I'll kind of do self-care at the same time as, chores or whatever. A lot of times that's how I get it done. But I'm going to dry the curtains, and then we had a really big storm. So I pulled everything in from the front porch. We had a pretty big storm. We were kind of waiting to see, we were on tornado watch. So usually when that happens, I pull everything in from the front porch and I clean the bedding that I have on the day bed, and I'll, turn over the rocking chairs, things like that. But I am cleaning the day bed, and my dog, he likes to sleep on the day bed too. So sometimes his paws get muddy. So I do clean that regularly. So I finished one load, I moved another load into the dryer. While that finishes in the dryer, I'm going to finish up my self-care. So I already put a little bit of oil on my skin after the shower. I'm going to put the shea butter over that to kind of lock in the moisture from the oil. I just got this shea butter moisturizer and it smells divine. Like it smells like Hawaii or somewhere amazing, I don't know, the beach, and it makes my skin so soft for hours and hours and hours. So I'm going to use this in combination with the oil, make sure I get my elbows, and we're doing lots of hydration moving into the summer. We want the skin to be glowy, dewy, and soft, so lots of moisture, and I love a good shea butter. This one is really nice. It's like a whipped shea butter. So my basic after shower hygiene routine, put on some deodorant. I have the mask on right now. I'm going to let that finish its treatment. Then I'll take my hair out of the towel and I'm just going to do a full-on blow dry, which is something that I like to do on the weekends as well as a prep for the week ahead, since I don't blow dry my hair every single day. And that usually takes a while. It takes a while for my hair to dry completely. So I'm going to put this volumizing mousse and then the Virtue hair serum. I'll mix those together and put that in my hair. That gives my hair a little bit of a thicker texture and a little bit more volume, so I really like that combination. Plus that Virtue hair oil smells absolutely angelic. It makes your hair smell so, so good. And then the mousse gives a little bit more of a texture, a little bit more of a lift, which I like. It makes my blowout last a little bit longer. So I always blow out my hair in sections, starting first with the front face framing layers. That's always what I ask for when I go to the hairstylist. And actually, I just had my hair, I had highlights put in my hair from a local hairstylist here in Nashville. She did an awesome job. I'll put her information in the description. She does the most subtle but beautiful highlights, and I haven't had any highlights in my hair for, gosh, I don't know, it's been probably 7 years. My mother, like my husband's mom, my mother-in-law, she used to be a hairstylist. So she got box hair color a few years back and put a little bit of ombre on the bottom of my hair. But I haven't had my hair like highlighted. Gosh, maybe it's almost probably been 10 years since I've done that. It's been a long time. But she did such a beautiful job. You could see how subtle and beautiful the kind of caramel highlights are. She's based out of Franklin. So I might even have her go a little bit lighter next time. She did a really beautiful job. So yeah, I will blow dry my hair in sections, and I will try to blow dry my entire head, which takes a while. Each section takes a few minutes to really, really get it dry. But the key for me to a long-lasting blowout and really getting the look that I like is making sure that my hair is completely dry. And of course, I love this tool. 10 out of 10. I've had it for 4 years. It's like $19 when I bought it on Amazon. I think it's a little bit more now, but it is my favorite hair tool it's the best. And then sometimes I'll put my hair up, focus on, one section at a time. And then I always like my face framing layers to kind of flip out. And that's just kind of the way that I blow dry my hair. So that mousse definitely gives my hair a little bit more volume at the root, which I like. And then I have pimple patches on right now from Pixi. They have salicylic acid in them, so I'm going to keep those on. Put on my eyebrow serum. Now this serum is really great, but these can be really pricey. This one's from Obagi. And someone asked me recently if I know of a more affordable one. And I do. I know of one in like the $45 range, which is still pricey for an eyebrow serum. But I will link it. Or one that I think is good that actually works. Because some of them, they aren't as effective as some of the other options. I'm using Typology Caffeine Under Eye Serum. I'm also going to use the Typology Lip Exfoliant and let that kind of sit for a second and do its thing. I'm going to put a little bit of Antioxidant Serum all over my face. And then I'm going to take one of those slanted razors and just get any like hairs that are coming in. I do prefer to bleach the hair above my lip because then I don't get any breakouts or ingrown hairs. But sometimes I'm just, it takes a while to like mix that and do the whole bleaching process. So sometimes I'll just opt for a slanted razor, and I'll use that in the middle of my brows too, just to kind of be quick with it. I will put a little bit of lip gloss on. This is Lip Tone. It's a pH adaptive pigmented gloss. So it creates like the perfect shade for your lips. So just a little bit of a boost. That was kind of fun. And I like Pixi lip glosses. I wear those a lot. Tinted under eye cream. And that's pretty much it. I'm not going to wear makeup today just because I'm just hanging around the house and nothing too crazy. So just doing a little getting ready routine. I'm going to keep those pimple patches on the rest of the day. I'm going to curl my eyelashes just because I felt like it. It gives a nice, like, awake look. And I've been forgetting to curl my eyelashes, but I've been trying to remember because even if I am going to put on mascara or mascara serum, I like to do that before I put that on. It makes such a difference. So I'll clean up my makeup bag and my vanity, just kind of reorganize, drink some water, put on my jewelry. I have my basics that I like to wear on most days that I usually never take off. But recently, since I started taking jiu-jitsu, I have to take off all of my jewelry whenever I take a class. So I like my basics, like my bangle and my necklace and my earrings and everything, but I'm going to just have to take it on and off from now on. Take my vitamins. Then I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea. I'm going to make some green tea before I have to move on with the rest of my chores. I absolutely love plants in my house, and it was one of my goals for the spring to just have a clean, bright, fresh, lots of plants throughout my home. That was kind of my big goal. So taking care of them and making sure that I go around and water all of them and just kind of observe them, check on them, see how they're doing. I'm going to finish cleaning the window. I didn't do this side, so I'm going to finish that, and then I'm going to put the curtains back up. Deep cleaning the windows, basically. We get bugs and everything, so they kind of like die in the windowsill, like the ladybugs and the stink bugs. So I come in and do that regularly just to make sure it's really clean when we start, obviously, opening up the windows as well as the weather starts to warm up. Moving the rocking chairs, we make sure everything is bungeed together so it can't like blow away during a storm. I move all of the pillows and bedding and everything inside while we are preparing for a storm. So I reset everything once we are in the clear, and I usually clean and organize and make sure the daybed is cozy. Especially during this time of the year, I love for someone to be able to come out and like take a nap or just rest and chill. I'm going to refill the ice bath as well because I had to empty that and bring that in during the storm. So yeah, we're just getting the front porch organized and ready for the warmer weather. Over the weekend, we also had the goal one of the days, if it was warm, to go out into our forest, start collecting some fallen branches, specifically ones that are kind of starting to rot, because before we left for vacation, I was building those above ground garden beds with the kids. I think that was in my previous weekend reset. That was the goal during that weekend, to just build those and get those up. Now we're gonna fill them and prep them and get them ready to start planting. So we're collecting some of the branches and the sticks, and we're gonna put those at the bottom of the above ground garden bed. First, we put down Trader Joe's bags, or you can even put cardboard at the very, very bottom. Then we put sticks to just kind of add some height. We add about, I'd say about halfway, we're gonna do sticks. And then we're going to do straw, and then we'll do soil. We're going to do kind of the hugelkultur, and we're going to put the sticks down first. We're going to put, you can even put leaves, like lots of leaves, straw, whatever you have. So essentially just collecting organic material and building up the base of the bed, and then putting soil at the top. So we are planting potatoes and onions. And then I do have it as my goal, not this weekend, but probably next weekend, I have to get my flower starters going. It was my birthday on Wednesday, and we went to this place called Rural King in Clarksville. We got some baby chicks, some more baby chicks, and I got some flower seeds in the colors that I want and the varieties that I want. So I have to get those started. I'm excited to get those into the ground as well once we're past the frost date. And it's going to be a great spring. And the kids love to get involved with this as well over the weekends. Although we are studying botany for science for our homeschool. So they're involved as well whenever we're doing stuff in the garden. And kind of always have been since they were babies. But yeah, Byron's coming in and putting the straw and then soil. And he's going to plant those potatoes. So yeah, very excited about the spring and looking forward to the content to come as well. But we definitely wanted to get the potatoes, onions in the ground, got to get those flowers going and all of our starters, keeping an eye on all of that so we have a really abundant garden this spring. So we'll keep you posted on that. These above ground beds turned out to be so awesome. And yeah, we just love to spend time outside this time of the year. But that was, pretty much what we got done this weekend. I mostly like to clean and organize, and I like to spend time relaxing. The kids run around. We just we chill. We do stuff outside. But that's pretty much what a weekend reset looks like around our home. So I'd love to hear what you do on the weekends, what your weekends look like. And yeah, I'll keep you posted on new videos coming up soon. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you like my channel for new videos every single week. And I will see you very soon in the next video.